अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. Uh, Ashok ji, we'll start with, actually, let's do the prayers, given that we're starting the new year.
Yeah.
Ashok ji, आप यूनिवर्सल प्रेयर कीजिए. रिपेंटेंस सुनील जी करेंगे एंड मामा जी बिलवड गॉड प्रेयर करेंगे.
Okay. Very good.
जय बाबा. जय
Jai
बाबा.
Baba. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. O Parvardigar, the preserver, the preserver and protector of all. You are without beginning and without end, non-dual, beyond comparison, and none can measure you. You are without color, without expression, without form, and without attributes. You are unlimited and unfathomable, beyond imagination and conception, eternal and imperishable. You are indivisible and none can see you, but with eyes divine, you always were, you always are, and you always will be. You are everything, you are in everything, and you are also beyond everywhere and beyond everything. You are in the firmament and in the depths. You are manifest and unmanifest on all planes and beyond all planes. You are in the three worlds and also beyond the three worlds. You are imperceptible and independent. You are the Creator, the Lord of Lords, the knower of minds and hearts. You are omnipotent and omnipresent. You are knowledge infinite, power infinite, and bliss infinite. You are the ocean of knowledge, all knowing, infinitely knowing, the knower of the past, the present, and the future, and you are knowledge itself. You are all merciful and eternally benevolent. You are the soul of souls, the one with infinite attributes. You are the Trinity of truth, knowledge, and bliss. You are the source of truth, the ocean of love. You are the ancient one, the highest of the high. You are Prabhu and Parmeshwar. You are beyond God and the beyond God also. You are Parabrahma, Allah, Ilahi, Yazdan, Ahurmaz, and God the Beloved. You are named Izzat, the only one worthy of worship.
You're on mute, Sunil ji.
The prayer of repentance. This prayer was dictated by Meher Baba in 1952. We repent, O God, most merciful, for all our sins, for every thought that was false or unjust or unclean, for every word spoken that ought not to have been spoken, for every deed done that ought not to have been done. We repent for every deed and word and thought inspired by selfishness, and for every deed and word and thought inspired by hatred. We repent especially for every lustful thought and every lustful action, for every lie, for all hypocrisy, for every promise given but not fulfilled, and for all slander and backbiting. Most especially also we repent for every action that has brought ruin to others, for every word and deed that has given others pain, and for every wish that pain should befall others. In your unbounded mercy, we ask you to forgive us, O God, for all these sins committed by us, and to forgive us for our constant failures to think and speak and act according to your will.
Prayers for Baba's lovers and Mandli. Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more, and more and more, and still yet more, till we become worthy of union with you, and help us all to hold fast to Baba's Daman till the very end. Avtar Meher Baba
मेहर
Ki
बाबा
Jai.
की जय. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai.
Ki jai.
Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. So, Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome back. Nice to see you, Ravi. You were in my mind last couple of days for another reason, but Happy New Year to you
Jai
as
Baba.
well. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, happy New Year
So,
to everybody.
Ashok, how have you
yes.
been?
I'm better now, but it's left it on Baba's hand. Again, I'm in the hospitalized for 8 days.
Are you hospitalized still?
Yes, but
Oh my God.
Baba gave me the courage to join this session. I thank Baba. Thanks to Karthik.
Yeah.
Hey,
Jai Baba.
may you recover with his nazar. And like you said, he's the doctor of all doctors. The doctors will only use their scalpels and their tools, but he's the one who's the super doctor. He will
Yeah,
take care of you.
absolutely. Thank you. The super physician.
Yes, absolutely. So we are now starting volume 5. We have a total of 6 volumes. So if you look at the rough progress, we have done 70% of the book. There's 2 more volumes, 5 and 6. And we are now starting volume 5. The period is between January 1st to March 6th of 1954.
By the way, this is my most favorite because
Andhra.
Baba, Andhra, and every town, I'm so familiar with how Baba went through all these towns.
Yeah, interesting. I've not read this, but the
So that,
previous volume we covered the first visit to Andhra, and that was also very touching and very
yeah,
nice. But it'll be special for you.
yeah, this is
Okay,
amazing.
the
This book
dedication.
is amazing. Yeah,
Yeah, it's amazing. So the dedication is to the loving and abiding presence of the God Man Meher Baba. Okay, so anybody who wants to start reading
can.
can start. Okay,
I could read, yeah.
let's do that, and then we'll rotate from there. Uh, please go ahead. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai.
Baba ki jai. Acknowledgements. First thing first, my deepest gratitude to Avtar Meher Baba for the blessed opportunity given to me in sharing his life stories with others. It is my pleasurable duty to gratefully acknowledge the permission given by Chairman of Avtar Meher Baba Trust to reprint published material, the copyright of which is totally vested with Avtar Meher Baba Perpetual Public Charitable Trust, Ahmednagar, India. For the same reason, my thanks are also due to Universal Spiritual League America Inc., Avatar Board Trust, Wombil, Wombai, Queensland, Australia, Meher Baba Foundation, Beacon Hill, NSW Australia, Jean Adriel and Begwin Library, Berkeley, California, USA, to Rano Gailey for drawing of Meher Baba used on the cover, and also to Sri A.K. Kasturi for Meher Baba's picture used as a front piece. My sincere thanks to the late Francis Bravazon for various quotes taken from his books, to Darwin Shaw for his permission to use the excerpts for his article, A Birthday Remembrance, to Josephine Esther Ross for her poem, to K.K. Ramakrishnan for his reminiscences published in Divyavani, to Keshav Nigam for his notes, to Phyllis Frederick, the editor of The Awakener, to Mrs. Frani Nalawala, the editor of Glow International, and also to Sharia Press Inc. for publishing this book, Glimpses of the God-Man, Meher Baba, Volume 5. Kishan Singh was allowed to accompany Baba on his darshan visits in February 1954 to Hamirpur district and Andhra. At Baba's instruction, he kept a diary of the events of these tours, and this was my main source for checking dates, incidents, and messages. It was a Baba joke that when I was looking for this diary, I most unexpectedly received a Xerox copy of it through Bruce Ecker of Berkeley, California, USA. My earnest thanks to the late Kishan Singh and also to Bruce. It is always a great delight to acknowledge deaths and records. Our heartfelt thanks to friends who have helped in finishing any project. In this case, for the account of Meher Baba's Hamidpur visit, my cordial thanks go to R.S. Singh Baghel, Janak Singh, and Nigams for reporting of Meher Baba's visit to Andhra. I'm indebted to Y. Manikyala Rao,
Manikal
B.
Rao.
B. Bhaskara
Sorry.
Raju, B. Rama Rao, Chinta Sarva Rao, A.B. Raghuvulu, Naju Kotwal, and others. There are some good friends who prefer to remain unnamed, so I silently extend my warm thanks to them all. It is very hard for me to express sufficiently deep and hearty thanks to Steve Klein, who very cheerfully helped me over a period of 3 years in preparing this volume. Steve assisted me in every aspect, compiling and verifying information, correspondence, tape recording, stories from Baba lovers, and the full editing process from the first draft through the additions and deletions to the final version. He unstintingly typed and retyped. For the enormous task which he undertook, my Baba-sized thanks to Steve. Steve's wife, Daphne Klein, meticulously proofread the final text and suggested important stylistic changes. I feel indebted to her for this help rendered in Baba's Love. My special thanks to Meredith Klein, Laurel Magrini, and Mark Keller for their loving assistance during the various phases of work on this volume. Eric Chesawala personally read and made important suggestions for the manuscripts of the earlier 4 volumes of the Glimpses. This time, because of his vision problems, he graciously agreed to listen to the text as Steve Klein read it out to him. I'm grateful to Eric for his most appropriate and useful suggestions, comments, and corrections, and especially for his loving encouragement and valuable guidance to me throughout my writing. Last but never the least, I feel greatly indebted to many Baba lovers who, through letters and conversations, have expressed their appreciation of the messages and stories from Baba's life recorded in earlier volumes of Glimpses. I was delighted to learn that these books are improving a focus on
In providing a focus on.
in providing a focus on beloved Baba have become companions to many. Some like to read a few minutes each morning, some during lunch break. A few groups read out several pages as at their weekly Baba meetings, and still others like to end their day by browsing through some glimpses before retiring. These comments cheer my spirit. I must conclude as I began by trying to express my wholehearted salutations to the one residing in the hearts of his dear ones with whom I attempt to share his love through these volumes. Beloved Avatar Meher Baba, be praised. Bal Natu, July 10, 1986, Mehrazad. So that's
Comment.
acknowledgement.
Yeah, just a quick comment. Is Raghav Lu the person that is known to you? We?
Yeah, I think all these people, I
Yeah.
know them very well. Chinta Sarva
Yeah,
Rao,
but he
Rama
was the
Rao,
guy in
Bhaskar Rao.
Calcutta, right? The guy, your
He
mentor.
was working in Calcutta, right?
Yeah, your mentor. Correct. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, Manikal
Yeah.
Rao and Raghul Garu are cousins. So they used to come
Okay.
almost every day to our house, actually.
Um,
And I had a chance, I had an opportunity Baba gave me to spend 9 months with Raghul Garu.
in Calcutta, yeah.
No, in Vijayawada.
Oh, okay. You don't have to. Okay.
We had our family had started a business, pharmaceutical business, and I was put as a manager for that. And he helped me to run that business. And having done my PhD in physics, I got so vexed with physics, so I thought I should start some business. So I came here It took only 9 months for me to realize that's not the business I want to be. Came back to physics.
Amazing, amazing how Baba does his
Yeah,
turning of the key at the right time and things change so dramatically. Anyway, I was reminded of that name and I wanted to check on that. Let's
thank you. Yeah,
continue
yes, yes.
the, the preface. Yeah.
Preface. The fifth volume of Glimpses covers just 9 weeks of Avatar Meher Baba's life, beginning with January 1, 1954. It concentrates mostly of his darshan tours of Hamirpur area of Uttar Pradesh and Andhra Pradesh, the two Indian states, in February. The reason for this extensive coverage of such a short time span is that I came across so many inspiring and interesting events which occurred in this period that it was hard for me to resist including them. After all, Baba's life of perfection is revealed through everything connected with him, and I'm not running a race to finish writing these volumes of his biography, which is ever renewing. To be honest, I enjoy this work of presenting his life. To me, it is a delightful, leisurely excursion with Baba through moments made alive by his time-penetrating presence. The information compiled in this volume comes from many sources, my notes and memory, Kishan Singh's diary, and the incidents I later heard from Baba's Mandli and his dear ones in Hamirpur and Andhra. Meher Baba's words recorded in conversation and shared through discourses given from his alphabet board were interspersed with his gestures and hence could not be treated as verbatim. Sometimes during the interviews and darshan programs, Baba also used words or sentences from various Indian languages, and these were not always easy to translate. I've tried to check the available sources with some of the Mandali and Baba's followers as closely as possible. However, the text is open to correction. For the present volume, as I walked along a memory lane of over 30 years, I found the darshan reminiscences were still fresh and vibrant, but that it was a very delicate and difficult task to try and express in words what I felt. Meher Baba's darshan visits to villages and towns in Hamirpur and Andhra were crowded with many heartwarming and profound events. Each and every darshan program of Meher Baba's present a unique dispensation, a selfless giving of himself as love. In my attempt to relate them in words has smothered the spirit, the feel of those incredible darshan days. I hope to be excused, but with Baba's grace, if even a little perfume of his divinely human presence is retained and shared through this volume of glimpses, I would feel immensely grateful to him. One of the main topics in this volume deals with Meher Baba's open declaration of his being the Avatar, which was made on February 10th, 1954. From that day onwards, Meher Baba unconditionally and in a most natural way referred to himself privately and publicly as the Avatar, the Ancient One who periodically visits the earth to awaken humanity and to release it from its shackles of ignorance. I have expressed my thoughts about the impact of Meher Baba's divine announcement on the world in general and his followers in particular, but these should only be taken as my subjective conclusions, which I have shared without a thought of imposing them on others. Each one is free to have one's own viewpoint. Meher Baba once quoted a Persian aphorism: grace of God cares not for merit.
That's not.
Grace of God eagerly looks for an excuse to flow out. Wow, wonderful. I
Beautiful,
hope,
right? Beautiful. Yeah.
yeah, this
I
days is
hope
most.
all of
Mhm.
us are blessed to receive more and more of this. Uh, yeah, it's good.
This adage, I'm not sure that I pronounce it correctly, is most applicable when God descends on earth as Pan, the avatar. This periodical divine excuse of God acts in a most natural manner, allowing events to seemingly take their own course. He uses these, as well as surprising coincidences, as excuses to bestow his love on those who happen to come into his contact. By the same token, his very naturalness and willingness to live God's life as it comes provides many with an excuse to deny him. What a marvelous manifestation. This is why the avatar is ignored, criticized, and even crucified by a contemporary humanity for whose sake he assumes a human form.
Amazing paragraph, right?
Hmm.
Right. So his very naturalness and willingness to live God's life as it comes provides many with an excuse to deny him.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy has a way with words, and more than that, what he's conveying is absolutely correct and relevant. I mean, he's saying it as he's seeing it. Yeah. Sorry
On
for the
top of
interruption,
this,
but I have to
no,
say
no,
that. Yeah.
no problem. Yeah, that was nice. Yeah. On top of this, each time the avatar comes, he ignores the traditional paths to God and reestablishes a pathless living in loving remembrance of the God-man as love. To discover one's way to the God-man throughout the age-old traditions or through reasoning alone is difficult. Even when confronted with the life of the avatar, the mind finds many reasons not to believe in him. And yet, the avatar, through various incredible selfless incidents expressed in his divine life on earth, awakens love for God in the hearts of his lovers. He inspires humanity through his divinely human example to begin to feel with mind and think through heart. In one of his messages to a large gathering in 1954, Meher Baba stated, "I've come to sow the seed of love in your hearts, so that in spite of all superficial diversity which your life and illusion must experience and endure, the feeling of oneness through love is brought about amongst all the nations, creeds, sects, and castes of the world." The
Again,
avatar's
I'm
life.
forced to interrupt. I'm
Yeah.
forced to interrupt. Here's a t-shirt quote, the one I
Mm.
highlighted. It's a very nice statement. Right? We never think of it like that, but feel with mind and think through the heart is all we need to do. So all that Baba is telling us to do is just this. And for this group, I think it's very, very relevant. Feel with the mind and think through the heart. Very
Mm.
profound.
The avatar's life is just the excuse he used to sow the seed of love in humanity's heart. There's no way to approach him, there's no way to understand him except through love. One time, at the end of a long discussion with his lovers, Avatar Meher Baba smiled with lively gestures, conveyed, "Your blessing is to love me, the rest is my business. Your business is to love me,
Your business, yeah.
the rest is my business." Isn't this the best indication from the avatar to each of us as to what our job is? So, with deep gratitude for Meher Baba's timely help offered through loving hearts and hands, and with wholehearted salutations to beloved Baba for his benevolent love, I offer this volume in his charge for his business. The writing of next volume depends on how long he pulls me through the years, and how much he pushes me towards additional glimpses. He knows best. Until then, all glory and victory to Avtar Meher Baba, who loves us more than we can ever love ourselves. Jai Meher. Bal Natu, July 10, 1986, Meher Azad. He writes so beautifully. My God,
Beautifully, beautifully, amazing. Very, very beautiful.
just
So
flows.
thank you so much for reading. Maybe we can rotate. I wanted to
Yeah.
specially thank you, given that the text is very badly
No,
scanned,
no.
so
Yeah.
it was not easy.
Fine.
It's not easy, but you did well, and the rest of the book is good. Only the first frontispiece, all volumes are bad. The gaps have been in. I mean, have been detected. Whatever. Anyway, let's continue and probably rotate. Any other
Jai Baba.
people who would like to read today?
Yes,
Mama
I can
Ji.
read for some time.
I can read.
Okay. Okay. So
I
I'll
can
keep that
read.
in mind, Ravi. We'll
Okay.
start with Mama Ji and then we'll come to you. Mama Ji, go ahead.
Okay. The Avatar's game of concealing and revealing himself. 1954, Part 1. Baba Jan unveiled the Avatar in Merwan. 1954 is one of the most eventful years in the life of Avatar Meher Baba. In February, he toured Hamirpur and Andhra for the second time and gave many of his important messages. In September, there were three incredible weeks, the only Samwas program ever held for Westerners at Mehrabad, which culminated in a large meeting attended by his lovers from all parts of India, at which Baba gave them momentous message known as Meher Baba's final declaration. In October, Baba stopped
One
using the
second. It's
okay,
just okay. That's
okay,
coming from the Meher Baba Declaration had a footnote. It's
yes.
coming from the God Man. I mean, it's a famous text anyway. Yes.
In October, Baba stopped using the alphabet board and relied henceforth exclusively on gestures to communicate. But perhaps 1954 greatest significance lies in the fact that it was during this year that Meher Baba began to unequivocally assert in public and in private that he was God in human form, the avatar of the age. People are
Uh,
often curious.
Ashok ji, I think your camera is inadvertently switched on. Please switch it off if it is inadvertent. Yeah. Sorry, Mamaji.
Okay.
Go ahead.
People are often curious to know exactly when it was that Meher Baba first declared himself to be the avatar. It is hard to give a definitive answer for. Starting as early as 20s, Baba would occasionally hint at his true status and sometimes would even directly disclose it to a few of his early Eastern and Western disciples. In general, however, Baba was content to let his followers regard him as the Sadguru, perfect master. Baba's intentional concealment and purposeful revelation of his true status is itself a part of Baba's avataric game. According to the divine plan, whenever reality descends into illusion to assume a human form as the avatar, the five perfect masters of the age put a veil upon him to maintain the balance between infinite reality and illusion. Footnote 2, see beams from Meher Baba, page 27.
You can actually see it. It's basically the contrast between infinite reality and illusion. But just finish this paragraph and then we go there.
At the ordained time, this veil is removed by one of the masters. In the present avataric advent, this was done by Hazrat Babajan with a matchless kiss that made Meherman experience the reality of his infinite being.
Second,
Hazrat
I'll
Baba,
open beams.
yes.
I'll open
Okay,
beams and we'll go to
okay,
27. We'll just read that 1 second.
okay.
Oh, okay. So it's the whole chapter, Avatar as the first master, which we have read. So I don't think we have to read it now. I thought it was a particular para. So it's reference to the whole chapter, which is Avatar as the first master, which I know all of us have referred multiple times.
Yes.
And yeah, so we'll continue. I was just curious to see what it was
Okay.
and if relevant we could have read. Yeah.
Hazrat Babajan was Baba's first Sadguru. He was born into a religious Muslim family in Baluchistan. By the time she was a teenager, she could recite the Quran by heart. Being deeply devoted to God, she secretly left her house to find him and went to Rawalpindi where she met her spiritual master. Babajan could speak Arabic, Persian, Pashto, and Hindustani fluently. Although her conversation with most people consisted of cryptic and seemingly disjointed utterances, the little information we have of her life comes from Meher Baba, with whom in private she spoke freely and quite lucidly. She was in her 90s when she came to Pune, now known as Pune, in 1903. After wandering about the city for several years, she finally settled in the cantonment area under a neem tree on Malcolm Tank Road, now called Rao Sahib Kedari Road. During the day, she would wander about the city, often choosing to rest under a mango tree near the Bun Garden, not far from Guru Prasad, where Baba stayed for the 3 summer months, mid-March to mid-June in the 60s. Each evening, however, Babajan would return to the neem tree, where she would spend the night with no other shelter to protect her from the weather. Babajan's real name was Gulrukh, one whose face is as charming as a rose. And even in her old age, despite her shabby and loose tea-stained clothes, a long apron and pajama, as her beauty shone through. She had silvery curly hair and bright piercing eyes. She was fond of wearing rings on her fingers. At the turn of the century, the area around the neem tree where Babajan stationed herself at night was dirty and squalid. However, her personality was such, she was so charismatic that every night a large crowd would soon gather around her. It was her habit to keep a fire burning nearby. Occasionally, people would sing ghazals or qawwalis to her. At some point before dawn, she would cover herself with a coarse and rather old bedsheet and sleep. But no amount of rags or filth could disguise her radiance, and many people began to accept her as a holy woman, a great saint. In fact, she was one of the 5 God-realized perfect masters of this age. All of this, however, was of little concern to Merwan, as Meher Baba was then known by his friends and family. He was interested in cricket and games and schoolboy activities, not spirituality. Although Babajan was well known in Pune, Meherwan had no reason to visit her. One day, a Bengali classmate gave Meherwan a small book on the life of Gautama the Buddha. Merwan casually opened it to a page that mentioned the second coming of Buddha as Maitreya, the Lord of Mercy. Suddenly, that very moment, Merwan felt deep within himself, I am that one. Then he totally forgot about the incident and continued his life as an energetic, force-loving, and intelligent schoolboy. In 1913, Merwan was 19 years old and attending Deccan College. One day in May, while riding his bike to class, Babajan caught his eye and beckoned to him, come here, my child. Without hesitation, Merwan got down from his cycle and, like iron drawn to a magnet, he walked towards her. Babajan got up from her seat and very lovingly embraced Merwan, who sat near her for a while and then got up to return home. Not a word had been exchanged between them, yet this unexpected contact was to change the entire course of Merwan's life. From that day, he began to experience thrills of indescribable bliss. His interest in college or any worldly concern began to fade away, and he started visiting Babajan every night. He would sit by her side, unusually in silence, pleased whenever Babajan would permit him to render some small service to her. One night in January 1914, Merwan arrived and kissed Babajan's hand with profound respect and stood reverentially before her. Babajan lovingly took Merwan's face in her hands and kissed him on the forehead between his eyes. Then, turning to the people who happened to be around her, she pointed to Merwan and announced, this child of mine will, after some years, create a great awakening in the world. He will do immense good to humanity. Merwan stood there for a few moments and then walked away. After arriving home around 11 p.m., while in bed, Merwan began to experience something akin to electric shocks coursing through his body. Soon he lost consciousness of everyone and everything except the infinite bliss of his own eternal existence. For 3 days, Merwan lay on his bed, his eyes wide open but vacant, unseeing. He was dead to everyone and everything of illusion. On the fourth day, he became slightly conscious of his physical body, and, and after 9 incredible months, he became somewhat conscious of his surroundings. But that's a different story altogether. Merwan continued to visit Babajan occasionally after this unique unveiling, and she would always refer to him as her beloved son. Knowing fully well what immense and untold suffering the avatar has to bear in coming among men as man, Babajan would sometimes refer to the avatar's descent in illusion by softly repeating the following Persian couplet. I think you should be able to read that
खुद
properly.
बेखुद आजाद बुदी खुद गिरफ्तार अमादी ताकुनी कुदरा तमाशा सुए बाजार अमादी.
When freely translated, this means you are absolutely free, but you allowed yourself to be bound. You came among men as man to awaken yourself in creation. To awaken yourself in creation. You are
So you
absolutely free, but you allowed yourself to be bound. You came among men as man to awaken yourself in creation.
So I think the first line we can relate to, but this is Persian, not even Urdu or Arabic. So Bekhud Azad, Azad is free, and I think Giraftar is the bound or ka- is opposite of Azadi. Then Kudra Tamasha, I don't know. No, yeah. Anyway, doesn't matter. The meaning is clear.
In an arti which Merwan composed on Babajan not too long after she had unveiled him, he wrote,
तन कारून गर कपशे पाए हजरत ए रोशन जमीर फिर भी जीर बरे एहसान कम तरीन मेहरबान है.
even if I were to make shoes of my own skin and offer them to you, O Master of Light, it would still be too little to express the gratitude that I owe you. So,
Wow.
even if I were to make shoes of my own skin and offer them to you, O Master of Light, it would still be too little to express the gratitude that I owe you. In later years, whenever anyone spoke of Babajan in Meher Baba's presence, a special a special glow illuminated his face, and he always referred to her as Sahansa, the emperor. It is interesting that Buddha was also unveiled by a woman. The avatar came up concealing and revealing himself. I think somebody can start off from here.
Sure. Uh, Raviji, are you in a position to continue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jai Baba.
Okay.
Mhm.
Jai Baba.
Beloved Baba
Thank you,
once
Mamaji.
remarked,
Okay.
thank you, Baba. Beloved Baba remarked that woman, that the woman who gave Gautama a bowl of kheer, rice cooked in sweetened milk, at Uruvela near Gaya, was in fact a perfect master. She was the one who unveiled the Buddha in Gautama, who became known as the Enlightened One. With a kiss, Babajan unveiled the avatar in Merwan, who became known as the Ancient One, the Awakener. Maharaj declares, Merwan, you are the avatar. Babajan, Babajan's kiss unveiled Merwan to the infinitude of his being, the Ancient One. Afterward, he felt impelled to visit the other four perfect masters of the age. In April 1915, Merwan visited Kedgaon, 34 miles from Pune, where he paid his respects to Narayan Maharaj. Baba later mentioned that this was a very special meeting, but he did not disclose its significance. Within a month, Merwan traveled to Nagpur, where he offered his obeisance to Hazrat Tajuddin. Toward the end of the year, in December 1915, with one of his close friends, Merwan went to Shirdi, 52 miles from Ahmednagar, where Sai Baba resided. Sai Baba was the Qutub-e-Irshad, or the head of the five perfect masters of the age. It was morning, and Sai Baba was returning in a procession from Lendi, a nullah which he used to visit every day to relieve himself. There were many people about him, but Merwan made his way through the crowd and prostrated on the dirt road at Sai Baba's holy feet. When Merwan got up, Sai Baba, whose eyes were exceptionally lustrous, looked straight and deep into Merwan's eyes and uttered one word aloud, Parvardigar, God Almighty Sustainer, the Avatar. With this declaration, Sai Baba moved on. Perhaps this one word, Parvardigar, was a sign that it was time for the avatar, as Meher Baba, to come out of his state of absorption in his own infinite being. After this meeting, Merwan was intuitively drawn to Khandoba's temple, which was nearby. Upasni Maharaj was saying, staying there under Sai Baba's orders. Upasni Maharaj was born Upasni Kashinath Govindarao in a Brahmin Sastri family. Upasni, Upasni was the family name. The name Maharaj, meaning great king, was given to him by his followers and is commonly used by Hindus to show their respect for their master. In Maharaja's case, however, the name was unusually apt for a towering he had a towering kingly personality. His skin, like heated copper, was bright and luminous, and the radiance and bliss of his perfection were unmistakable. He had tremendous personal dignity and authority and was an imposing figure, naked except for the burlap, burlap sack which he draped over his shoulder. He could be very gentle and tender, but he was in a fiery mood, all coiled before him. The moment Maharaj saw Merwan entering the temple, he threw a stone which hit Merwan on the forehead, exactly where Babajan had kissed. The stone was flung with such force that it drew blood, but the significance of this impact was even greater. For this blow helped Merwan begin to regain consciousness of the ordinary world. I was listening to Peter Nordin's talk, and he spent a lot of time there. And he was telling that when Upasni Maharaj threw the stone at Merwan, when it was stuck to Baba, he regained 75% of consciousness, worldly consciousness, it seems. And it took 6 years or 7 years for Upasni Maharaj to finish the 25% of rest of to be worldly conscious. I thought that's interesting to mention here.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Baba must have mentioned to some mandali,
Mandali,
and he
yeah.
must have heard from some mandali. Decades
Very
later,
interesting.
in November 1955, Meher Baba, in a gathering of his lovers, recounted.
No, no, no. I think you have to start from the beginning. I
Oh,
moved the
from the beginning.
page.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
From then.
From, from then until the end of 1921, Merwan began visiting Upasni Maharaj for varying lengths of time. The last such visit was from July to December 1921. Merwan and Maharaj usually sat together in a small jhopri at Sakori, and during one of these meetings, Maharaj folded his hands to Merwan and said, Merwan, you are the avatar. By this, he meant that Merwan, who had been conscious of, but absorbed in, his infinite being, the ancient one state, ever since Babajan's kiss, had now also become fully conscious of illusion as illusion and of his being the avatar.
I think we
So
need
if I
to.
can pause you here. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Please go ahead, Mama. You were making a comment.
This sentence we'll have to mark out. So this clearly states what is the change Avatar went through. His kiss to his uh, blood being drawn out from his forehead and his stay with Upasni Maharaj, visits to all the other Sadgurus, and then he became alive to illusion to bring us all to reality. Jai
Absolutely.
Baba.
So I was also going to say something on those lines, and also point out that this is what was referred to earlier in the with the beams cross reference, where the full awareness of the avatar and perfect masters operate at both the infinite state, which is the bigger reality state, and are fully conscious of illusion at the same time. So that's the process that we are actually seeing Baba personally experience. And like we heard from the Peter reference, it's also taken quite some time, right? So, yeah.
Decades
And
later, in November
uh,
1955.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if I
Yeah,
interrupt
Baba.
once again, if we see the so many other Sadgurus and as we have read and heard about them, there is always an unique say, picture of them where it doesn't react to the reality in the normal way as we do. And then they some unique uh, gestures, unique functionalities which they go through the Masuf state till the wholly awake Sadguru. So different states we see with each of the Sadgurus we have heard about. But what has happened with Baba to me is that he went through that in that 20, say 7 years span and then became aware totally to the illusion to bring us all away from it. So that's why he was a such a normal human being who was able to say communicate with the masses even without say uttering a word after he became silent. So that's a unique experience where he could say communicate to the whole humanity of the cosmos with all that is required to try to awaken them. So that's a great thing which I understand here. Jai Baba.
Yeah. Yeah. Agree with you.
Correct. Correct. Jai Baba. Um, Ashok ji, you might want to just switch off the camera if you don't mind. I
I
think
think he's
it's
sleeping.
inadvertently on. Yeah, I think it's still on. Yeah,
I think he's sleeping.
maybe.
Oh,
Yes. Okay.
Ashokji, are you awake or are you? Or you just awake? You can turn off your video. Oh,
okay,
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
think.
okay.
Yeah, he did. He did. He did.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Decades later. Yeah.
Decades later, in November 1955, Meher Baba, in a gathering of his lovers, recounted that blow of Maharaj was the stroke of Gyan, Marefat of Hakikat, or divine knowledge. Figuratively, Maharaj had started to rouse me from sound sleep, but in ordinary sound sleep, man is unconscious, while I, being superconscious, was wide awake in sound sleep. With that, with that stroke, Maharaj had begun to help me return to ordinary consciousness of the realm of illusion.
This
Actually, I want
message
to.
is from Listen Humanity.
Humanity.
Uh,
Can you go back to that previous page?
yeah,
Just
I
want to
want
say
you to.
something.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
See, here Baba mentioned unconscious in sound sleep, right? And Baba
Correct.
made it very clear in God
Conscious.
Speaks, unconscious, right? In sound sleep.
No, no, no,
But
no.
in
He's saying
ordinary sound sleep,
I mean, he was wide awake. Ordinary man is unconscious, which is
ordinary
the
man is
big. Yeah, yeah,
unconscious.
yeah, yeah. Correct.
But he explained the same unconscious as differently in God Speaks. The consciousness is always there. It's is the question of whether sanskaras are active or inactive. That makes you sleepy. go to sound sleep state. When all the sanskaras are asleep, become inactive, then your consciousness experiences the divine vacuum state. You're not really unconscious, you are conscious. Only in the morning, some sanskara starts waking up, and then you start dreaming. And when you are fully awake, when you start using your senses, then your mind becomes alert. That is when all your sanskaras are becoming active. That means your conscious now focuses on the sanskaras. So you're not really unconscious in the deep sleep. Your consciousness is there, but your sanskaras are asleep. I just want to make that point.
Yeah. That's interesting. I didn't. I should really go back and refer that subtle difference. So, I will.
Page 94. Yeah.
Very good. Thank you. Let me make a note here also.
Jai Baba.
Jai
Yeah.
Baba.
That means it's better to sleep more. At least we don't mess up with the sanskaras.
Yeah, absolutely. But only the sound sleep, not REM and other sleep. So only the sound sleep state. So
We can sleep
maximize
and hope
sound
it is
sleep.
sound.
Oh,
We
is
can
the
we
question
can
of how much time you spend, Namitaji, how much time you spend on the deep sleep?
Yeah,
Uh,
that's very little.
actually,
In my case, it is very little.
very little, right? Even my case
Yeah.
also very little. But we spend more time on dream and just lying there and trying to be lazy. That's not what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our sanskaras are continuing to add up. Okay. We have to learn
Yeah.
to be like that. Okay.
Yeah.
2026, we will go for
Well,
deep
that's our goal
deep
in
sleep.
2020. Be alert. When we are awake, be alert.
Okay,
Yeah.
Jai Baba.
So I was looking for Hakikat here. Um, yeah, here it is. Marifate Hakikat, right? So there it is.
Yeah, they're the
The map.
Hakikati Muhammadi.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Halate Muhammadi, to the left of that, Marifat e Hakika. Right. So
Gnosis of reality.
and even better, here it starts with Shariat, 0, then Tariqat, then
Then Hakikat,
Hakikat. Hakikat is the state of reality.
reality.
And in that, specifically what is Marifat e Hakikat, and that's what brings you to the avatar, right? You see avatar here. So that's under this dark line and within that. So the map has everything. That's again why I wanted to get here to show you.
Yes.
So yeah, let's go back.
That blow
So this is
of
again very, very beautiful. So the blow from Maharaj was the stroke of Gyan, Marifat of Hakikat. So this is exactly this that he's talking about. So the stone made this happen, which moved him to this state. Right? So that's and yeah. Okay. The other was what we discussed at length. Let's continue.
So Babajan in a flash
Oh yeah,
made
maybe
Merwa.
we can also rotate if any others want to read, because it's also the first reading of the year. So if
Jai Baba.
more people want to read and think, I want to
Jai
make sure
Baba.
I give every.
Yeah,
Okay,
Baba.
sure.
I
Yeah,
am
thank you,
in the
Raviji.
queue.
Sure.
Thank you, Ravi
I
ji. Sorry to step in.
you literally punched him out of the call.
No
No, this was
problem.
the
No
ragging
problem.
on first day.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't mean to do it, but Baba also helps sometimes. Okay. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Thank you so much, Raviji. And
Jai Baba.
Thank
please don't miss the calls in the next few weeks, especially as we go down to Raghavulu and his Andhra trip. I'm sure that your comments and your personal experiences around this period would be very, very. I mean, your participation would be great at that time.
Thank you, Jay Baba. Mm.
Jai
Jai Baba.
Baba. I start from what I am, is it?
No, Baba Jan, sorry, from the
Baba
beginning of the
Jan in
page.
Flash M. क्या है
Made,
ये?
Yeah,
made.
so
Made
yeah, so a lot of the words have unnecessary spaces in
spaces.
between. Yeah, so
I
just
see.
you have to manage with that. Yeah.
I see. Baba
Amit,
Jan in a flash made
Amitaji,
Merwan. Ji.
yeah. I just want to say one more thing, interesting thing, which I heard from Peter Nordin yesterday,
Mm.
was in between, after getting God realization, for some time Baba stays with the parents. He starts his work in 1921, something like that.
20s. Yes, yes, yes. Correct.
21. Before that, for some time, he stays at home doing nothing. So his mother pesters him to go and get a job.
Mm.
So he, for some reason, I don't know why, he goes to Gujarat and works as a teacher there. And then I believe Baba tells about divine plan to the students. And I do not know what grade, sixth grade or seventh grade, I forgot. He tells the students about the divine plan at that time, 1921. I was just thinking, what would students think, in that age, maybe 13 or 14 years old, listening to this young Parsi man giving a talk about the divine plan, you know? I thought it was interesting.
Wow.
Back in the day.
Very interesting. So I think I lost you for a bit. So he took on a job as a teacher. That's what you said
Teacher,
in Gujarat.
right, in Gujarat.
Interesting.
I've
Okay.
read
Yeah.
it somewhere. I
It
have
is,
it
Okay.
in
Okay.
my
yeah.
memory somewhere. Or maybe I heard Nordin speaking
Yeah.
also.
No, it is there in the book. Naushirwan Ansar came out with a book, Baba's early years as a boyhood, something like that.
Yes.
Mm,
Boyhood
I
to
did not
mm.
finish.
godhood. Yes.
Yeah,
Bloody
yeah.
Godhood.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It is there. I think I read it briefly. I didn't finish the book, but it is there, that book. In even Lord Mayor, it is there, that Baba. But this point is not there about Baba talking about divine plan, divine theme
To
to the
the
student. It is
kids.
not
Yeah.
there. Yeah, to the kids. Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
yeah, well.
Thanks for
Jai
sharing
Baba.
that. Yeah. Please go ahead. Start from the very
Wha-
beginning.
Baba Jan uh, in a flash made Meherwan experience his own infinite being. She made him feel his avatarhood. Upasni Maharaj made Meherwan known himself as the avatar, the eternal master. In a meeting with his lovers in the early 50s, Meher Baba stated, "What I am, what I was, and what I will be as an ancient one is always due to the five perfect masters, Sadgurus of the age. During the Avataric period, these five make God incarnate as man. Sai Baba, Upasni Maharaj, Baba Jan, Tajuddin Baba, and Narayan Maharaj are the five perfect masters of this age for me. Of these five, Baba Jan and Upasni Maharaj directly played the main roles. Thus, with the dawn of 1922, Meherwan began to consciously function as the avatar. Avatar
So
disguised.
so hold
Right.
on. No, no, no. One comment. So this is a statement that was made in the early 50s. The Avatar announcement happened in 1954. But so if you see here, he's very, very um, clear. So he says, "Of me." So Sai Baba, he names the five perfect masters and says, "For me," right? And so again, we're just piecing together what Bal Natu has already said, which is Baba was already operating and was the avatar, and he had told this to a few of the Mandali, but he made the declaration only much later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Avatar disguised as the disciple and master. By January 1922, Meherban, having become, what is this? Unconscious,
Conscious.
Having become
con-
conscious, yeah.
conscious of his being infinite as a god and finite as man, began to function as the avatar. At time Meherban visited Babajan, he would show the greatest respect, sitting quietly near her, and if she wished it, doing any personal service he could, such as scratching her back. Whenever Meherban visited Sakori, he would first fold his hands to Maharaj from a distance and then circumambulate the place where Maharaj was sitting with his followers. Before entering the room, he would bow to the threshold of the door, and while leaving, he would retrace his steps from Maharaj as not to show any disrespect by turning his back to him. Even after Maharaj saluted Meherban as the avatar, he continued to play the role of a perfect, humble disciple. In the early 20s, Meherban composed songs of praise, artis, in honor of his two masters. With his early group of followers, he would sing these artis with profound respect before pictures of Babajan and Maharaj. Through these simple acts, Meher Baba was demonstrating how we could honor, respect, and praise the Master, the one united with God. At the end of 1921, Maharaj told Gustaji and Bahram, Meher Baba's first disciple, whom he
If I
nicknamed.
if I interrupt you here, the last two three paragraphs and the story unfolding there, the way Meherwan say interacted with Baba Chan is totally different from the way he interacted with Pasni Maharaj. So in the
Like how?
Baba, like how he used to sit in front of her and then do some odd jobs if he required, like scratching her back, which is not sort of an expected devotion to say, God or anything, but it is some sort of a equating activity with another person of the same capability or something like that. When it comes to Pasni Maharaj, he is already in illusion, but avatar. But still he say respect Upasni Maharaj totally as God and bows down to him and say does all the divine say way of respecting the beloved God. So this is what we have to reflect on this. What is the uh, import of this? So any other input from others regarding this?
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
are
think
right,
there is a
absolutely.
difference. I think there is a difference in the way he has approached and um, done it. But just so that I remember there was a mention of respect as well. So if you see here, anytime Merwan visited Babajan, he would show the greatest respect. But like you said, he in the case of Upasni, he's just as one among the other disciples. Whereas here, maybe there's no great detail available, and there's the only personal service that has been mentioned is mundane stuff. So yeah,
Yes,
there is a difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
One.
with a
Mm,
woman, it's sometimes the the relationship is something like a son and a mother.
yes, yes,
And
mm,
it's like he just sits around, waits for her instructions, does odd things. It's not like it's not a hierarchy. It is love of with human love of a
mm,
mother
mm.
and a child. But in terms of Upasani Maharaj, it's more like a guru. And what is
yes,
the like how we enter samadhi, we bow down, we don't turn our back. So there is a dictum in which we conduct
Mm.
ourselves. The
Mm,
first
mm.
phase is driven purely by love, by
Love.
intuition.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I
Very
feel.
interesting perspective,
Yes, yes.
which given the evidence, is absolutely correct. Whatever is being
Yeah.
presented. So interesting perspective. Very
One
correct.
one more point I would like to bring in is, see, Baba is God, he is experiencing God. Pasni Maharaj is God, he is experiencing God. They both feel like unity with each other. They're not separate. But this is more like a show to us, even though Baba is the avatar, the way he was showing respect to his guru, that itself is giving us an idea because we don't know how to behave with our guru.
Yes,
Yeah,
Even though, how to be respectable, how to be, we can do all these things, but how do we do it? By imitating the other people, right?
yeah,
Bending our head and all these things. But the love is the main thing that dictates this respect for the guru. It's more like a showcasing for us, so that we can understand, we can learn from it, I think.
yes.
Yeah.
The other aspect is
Mhm.
after Upasni Maharaj opened him up to illusion, to live in this illusory world, to say, uplift the whole of humanity as such. So he becomes a part of illusion, and he is training or teaching people in this illusion to travel from here to the reality of love, of oneness. I am
Mm.
God's state. Through this feeling of Guru, Shikya, and other things. So, why
Mm.
do we bow down to Avatar? So, we are in illusion. We are not at that time the same as the Avatar. We are all God inside, but we don't experience that Godhoodness. So, this traversing of this illusion towards reality is the way he is trying to project it. That's how I feel this incident as Jai Baba.
Yeah, Baba. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Baba has always led us by example, you see. So his
Yes,
behavior, it's even if we kind of observe him and repeat what he's doing, it still gives us a path towards what is a correct way. Many a times, when I think of Baba and I think how he used to bow down to lepers, clean their feet, he becomes bigger than an avatar, someone in human form with so much power to be
mm,
so humble. It's like,
Humble.
can you even believe we are under his
Mm.
fold? Even if we don't know he is
Mhm.
avatar, even if he presented the best human standards ever, by
Yeah.
treating everyone with so much grace. Even his human form is worth thousand years of worship. Because maybe I'm ignorant, but I haven't seen anyone else of this caliber. So we are very privileged to to know of him and to have him guide us in our heart. Jai Baba and Jai
Mm.
Baba.
Good point, Namta. Good point, Namta. I was
Thank
just
you.
thinking, if Baba is there and if Baba called all of us, I don't know whether I have ability to enter the room and see Baba and stand there with normal composure.
No,
I
I
may
don't
be
think you
very
have.
emotional.
Yeah, but I think I'm going to be with you. You can't go alone. So I'll also be emotional.
We're all going together. We're all going together.
So
Yeah.
we
But
are, you cannot be thinking about how you will behave while we are just watching. We are with you. Did I tell you? Did I tell you? I was sitting outside the Samadhi, and in my head, I'm thinking, Baba used to kiss all his disciples. Yeah, we are so unlucky. Uh, I wish, we could experience this also. I'm I'm sitting outside the Samadhi, and people are going in darshan. So then I again stand in the queue and I go inside. And there is something stuck to my cheek on the left hand side. Then after two, three times, I go again. And then there is another petal stuck to my right cheek. And throughout the prayer, these two petals are sticking to my left and right cheek. And people came to me and he says, "You got Baba's kiss today." Uh,
Uh,
those two petals, they were very nicely sitting throughout till it was an evening prayer, till
yeah.
the crowd dispersed. And somebody came to me, he says, "You are very blessed today. Baba has kissed you on both the cheeks." So, yeah, sometimes he just
So
does,
pretty,
he just,
so precious. Yeah.
I
So
mean, the
wonderful.
thing is, okay, it can be accidental. I could have pressed against the, but for it to
No, no,
stay
no.
on left and right, it looks like too much. That was Baba's humor. He says, okay,
No, it's more than that. It was that other person who came and told you. That was his way
yeah,
of making sure that you got it. You don't
because
Yeah,
understand.
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't even know it was there. I wouldn't know, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
So that
somebody
that
came
is
and told.
proof that it was not just a coincidence. The
Yeah,
fact
so
that
that
somebody
was,
came and said what they said is the
mm,
proof that it totally was intentional, though it sounds so much like a coincidence. It was Baba all along.
absolutely. I am so craving to go to Mehrabad. At the
Yes,
end
me
of
too. I was. Yeah, tell me. But
At the end of
yeah,
1921, Maharaj told Gustadji and Bahram, Meher Baba's first disciple, whom he nicknamed Bua Sahab, "I have given my charge to Meherwan. Your friend is now spiritually perfect. Stick to him and obey him in everything." Several months later, Meherwan was given the name Meher Baba by his followers, for even those who had not been spiritually specifically told so by Maharaj, began to feel that Meherwan himself had become a perfect master. In June
Mm,
1922, during Baba's stay with his early group of disciples in Manzil-e-Mim, Bombay, he started giving hints about indirect ones about his spiritual status. Once he explained, from the viewpoint of divine gnosis, the Muslims proceed from oneness, Wahadat, to anyness, Kasrat, and Hindus from
manyness, oneness to manyness.
many, uh,
So M is there,
and
Wahada
the
right?
M is there. Yeah, manyness. Yeah.
manyness, and the Hindus from manyness to oneness. Thus, the Muslims and Hindus represent the extreme and opposite points of diameter of the circle, with God as the center. Zoroastrianism is midway between the two extremes, and hence the choice of the junction of the Zoroastrian form is in me as the vehicle of spirituality derived from Muslims and Hindu sources. During his stay,
One
Baba would
second, one
some
second.
Yes,
Yeah,
okay.
the reference came from Meher Baba Journal, December 1940, page 107. And let's go back to the map.
Start.
So if you see Wujud, uh, wa- Wujud, Wahadat will be here. Wahadatul Wujud. Uh, Wahid ul Wujud. Yeah, this one, Wahid. See, Arabic is variations of the word. So Wahadat ul Wujud and Wahid ul Wujud. Wahid is one. So unitary, Wahid ul Wujud. That's the from manyness came, from oneness came manyness is what Quran says. And from a Hindu perspective, it is from manyness came the union. So basically, the two religions are representing different aspects in the cycle of the divine theme, and that's what Baba is bringing out. So I just wanted to quickly go back to our master map.
you're a mastermind.
Okay, still, yeah, from here, still through.
Still through 30s and 40s, most of Meher Baba's followers regarded him as a Sadguru, perfect master. In those days, at the end of a darshan program, Baba's devotees, in praise of their master, would shout, "Sadguru Meher Baba ki jai." In 1937, the first biography of Meher Baba in English was published in England. It was written by C.B. Purdom, and along with a brief outline of his life, it presented Meher Baba as a perfect master. Indeed, It was even titled The Perfect Master. On February 10th, 1954, Meher Baba was in the midst of his lovers at Mehristana in the district of Hamirpur. Keshav Nigam, who was Mehristana, is this a new name or it was called Mehristana on its own?
It was called Mehrastana. I mean, it was named Mehrastana by the lovers. And
I see, I see.
it's not the temple is named Mehrastana. The
I,
complex, the
I,
whole, yeah,
I see.
not the town.
Keshav
Yeah, not
Nigam,
the.
who was present, recalls Baba was in an extremely happy mood, spelling the words Avtar Meher Baba Ki Jai on his alphabet board and simultaneously rising up his right hand to confirm that Jai. In this extremely happy mood, Baba told those gathered that it was first time in the incarnation he has openly and clearly declared himself to be the avatar. And from that day on, Meher Baba continued to assert his avatarhood in public and private. There are some
One
people
second,
who,
one second. Yeah. So this was that quotation is from Glow International, 1985, page 10. Yeah, there were.
there were some people who came to know of Baba only after 1954 who were, in fact, disturbed by Meher Baba's repeated assertions of his avatarhood. Sometimes they critically thought, if Meher Baba is really the avatar, the Christ, why does he need to repeat this so often? People should be able to know it without his telling them so. I think to us also this question keeps on popping, right?
Yeah.
Um, why does he say I'm avatar? Yeah. On the
No,
o-
to answer your question, I can say that we have this ego in us, our own false ego, which thinks that we can analyze everything. And
yes.
that is the background which makes us doubt this statement. So we have to go beyond that to realize what he did, Sai Baba.
Very good
Yeah,
explanation
I
and
think
good.
it's much deeper than just the ego also. It's
Hmm.
also the fact that our logical mind takes over, and the logical mind is not able to comprehend the infinity being coming into form, right?
Yes.
So we are constrained by the thinking of science and everything, right? So remember the video I shared with you, Mamaji. So that one
Uh,
dwells a lot on this topic, right? So
yes.
the what is God, and then our idea of God is always infinite, big, and so on. And then how can God suddenly come into human form and be in a body? Is something that's constantly challenged by our human. That's our
You
sanskaras,
know
our
that
frames
that
of reference that we are used to. Yeah.
Yes.
that Hafiz's quote, "The fault lies." I don't know.
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
Yes.
remember.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
It's it
Yes.
it's
Yes.
it explains that. Can you read that
Perfect.
quote?
I'll find it. I'll
Yeah.
find it.
Should I read it? Continue reading or wait for you?
No, no. I think you just give me a minute. Fault lies in the incapacity to.
Yes.
Yeah. About what you hear from the master, never say it is wrong, because, my dear, the fault lies in your own incapacity to understand them.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And the three examples, and they really put my question to rest, you know. It's not
Yes.
that he is not big. It's not that my understanding or my faith is big enough. There is still a gap. Once
Yes.
that gap between my mind, my heart narrows, then I get it. So that's what we are trying to cover here.
Yes.
It's not to prove he is correct. He is correct. It is to
Yes.
move towards that correctedness. Jai Baba.
Great. You're thinking through the heart and feeling through the mind already. Good.
Yes.
Thank you.
I want to keep thinking of
Yes.
that
Yes. Yes.
phrase and want to
Yes.
remember that.
Yes.
Such a beautiful phrase. Oh, you missed that, Mamita. So I don't know whether you were there when we read that part. So Baba
No, I did.
says what we need to do is start thinking through the heart and feeling through the mind. So
Yeah,
beautiful.
I think.
So,
Yeah,
so,
I
so
think I
beautiful.
was there. Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That
yeah,
was so
yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
The subtleties in Baba's teaching.
Words.
It's amazing. It's really, really. Once we finish reading this and you stop recording, I have something to share later, or I'll
Sure,
continue reading. Okay. But this
sure.
answer did not seem to convince. Am I reading the
No,
correct
it's
place?
one of Meher.
One of Meher Baba's dear ones in a casual conversation with him remarked, Baba, as far as I know, your statements about you being the avatar are only keeping people away from you. Baba, with a calm, serene uh,
countenance.
count- countenance,
Countenance.
but not without his characteristic smile, replied, Divine honesty demands that I say what I am. I am the ancient one. But this answer did not seem to convince the general public. Some said, why then didn't Meher Baba's divine honesty demand that he openly declare his avatarhood from the beginning of 1922? To try to explain why Baba did not declare himself openly as the avatar then and why he did in 1954 is not only beyond me, but I am sure that it would be foolish on my part to attempt to either interpret or judge the significance of this. How can a finite mind ever assess the working of the Infinite One? The avatar ever remains a
Yeah,
Perfect mystery.
perfect mystery. The avatar ever remains a perfect mystery.
perfect mystery. Yeah.
Baba, however, always encouraged people, even his adversaries, to freely express what they feel about him. So, with my limited understanding and from the little I could gather in his company, I would like to share in this introductory chapter a few thoughts and some quotes of Baba and his Mandali about the general nature of Avatar's role. The ocean becomes the oceanized individual.
One
I think we
second.
can stop
Maybe we can
here.
stop here. Yeah, exactly
Yeah.
what I was thinking. Let's stop here.
Jai Babu.
And yeah, I
Happy
will
New Year to
stop.
everybody.
Yes, indeed. I will stop recording. I think if there are no comments related to the reading, I'll stop recording. But it was a beautiful day as usual. Beautiful
Yeah.
start to the
This
year, I
book
would
is
say.
so beautiful. It's such a lovely book. It looks like we
Yes.
are with him. It's really
Yes.
nice. Yeah. Very good choice. I don't know who decided to read this book, but
Sanjay
we are
ji.
benefiting.
Sanjay ji. Sanjay ji's
He's not
recommendation.
here on the call today.
He's not. He's in Mehrabad enjoying the company, direct and close proximate company of Baba.
I see. Good. Uh, uh, Happy New Year,
Okay,
Raviji. How was your
I
celebration?
stopped recording. Yeah.
Raviji, how was your celebration?
It was good. Usual parties, get together. I did not drink.
Oh my God.
Usually I drink, but I did not drink.
You didn't
I
drink
stopped drinking
because
actually. I don't know.
very
Okay.
good.
I've lost interest in drinking. So
Um,
That's good. Now your heart and brain are working very closely.
Think through your
before,
heart and feel through your mind. Don't forget.
Yeah. So I wanted to
Yeah.
share that I had this great craving to read discourses, for many, many days. And I've started reading it. I read it online. I've read maybe 4 or 5 chapters. I read it in the evening on that Meher Baba Singapore channel. I cannot begin to tell you. It's 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 so easy to understand it now, and it's so
Mm.
relatable. It looks like, I have finished the course of all
yeah.
the books, and now I'm writing the exam with very. It's so delightful, and I hope after we finish these books, we can read these courses again. Because when we read these books at different stages of our life, they unfold different meanings to
Yeah,
us. It's so
different angles.
Here,
delightful.
Yeah.
here.
Mm.
I can't wait to get Sunilji's response to this now.
That's true. I'm
Right? No,
reading
no,
God
because we
Speaks.
had this specific discussion, I think it was 2 weekends back, where Sunilji said it's probably reaching, I don't know the exact phrase he used, but it's reaching diminishing returns or something to that effect.
Yes,
And
yes.
it was me who said, no, it's not. It's not at all the case. And of course, so I think he's still there, right? Is he there?
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
there
there.
you are.
Yeah.
So let's nail this once and for all now. Yeah, go ahead,
Actually,
Navitaji. Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
reading
I'll stop
God
sharing
Speaks.
the screen. Yeah.
I've been reading God Speaks every day, half an hour. Oh my God, I'm reading very slowly, maybe two or three paragraphs, maybe sometimes one paragraph, very, very slowly. It certainly different from previously. I must have read it like 10 times or maybe 15 times, but this time it's totally different. I'm understanding more deeper, and I feel
Yeah.
still, there's more depth into that. Amazing.
For me, it is very simplified, for my
Mm.
mind, which questions a lot of things. It's very simple, I can connect the dots. So that's nice, It's like from the back back bencher, I have moved in the front row of the class. Yeah, we should
Amazing,
read it.
amazing.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy with that. It's
I
the
feel
favorite part
I
of my
moved
day.
to just one bench ahead. That's all. From the
No,
back
I'm not
bench
in the
to
front row.
I don't know whether I will ever get to the front bench.
I think you will. Since you
Yeah,
are on
I
submission,
think
actually, you can.
I'm also in Raviji's shoes. It's just so my problem is I'll be very honest, right? So the clarity and understanding that hits you when you're reading something like in a group with us, right?
Oh yeah.
That immediately is very useful. It stays there. But after
Mm.
some time, in the course of the day, if I go back and try to think, what is that insight that came? It's not there, right? So it's still something that is a work in progress. Only by repeated readings and thinking, I think a lot of thinking on these topics will we internalize it, right? And so great congratulations to Mamita ji if
And also,
yeah,
reading silently and reading aloud, it makes a difference.
big
It
I
does.
difference.
I sometimes think I read online, maybe people think I'm like, spiritually egoistic or what. But I don't know whether anyone is listening. It it gives me an opportunity to read
So much
aloud,
of difference.
and I feel
Makes
good
so much
about
of
it.
a
I feel
difference.
very nice. So we will read what discourses again when Baba permits.
Yeah, in fact, coming to that, we have to decide pretty quickly on what's the next thing we're reading because I think we may be as close to finishing God Speaks like either tomorrow or the next Sunday. That's how close we are, depending on how much we discuss. So I was also not sure of what to take up, but I had in mind everything and the nothing because we read
Yeah,
it when we
that's
were
Yes.
real
Yes.
bachas. We were
Yep.
very small bachas when we read everything
yeah.
and nothing the first time. So maybe
I
we
think
can
that's
read
a
it
good
again.
choice, and it's not a
Yeah,
very
yeah,
big book also. So in a few weeks we
yeah,
can finish that and
yeah.
then maybe discourses again.
Again, yeah, maybe, sure.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
think I
essays,
wanted.
so it's topical essays, so we can finish one at a time. Yeah.
I
So
think, are you keeping the books on the Teams, like the glimpses of Godman, or previously, many years ago, we used to post it on the Teams, right?
so if you go to the WhatsApp message of this morning,
Mm-hmm.
if you get that message, there are two links. One is the
Mhm.
Teams link, and the
Mhm.
second is the book link itself.
Okay. Mhm.
So that's the copy that we annotate. So you'll see, if you open it now, you'll actually see it with all the updates of even today.
Okay. Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
So I've been doing this for a few weeks now. So tomorrow you'll see the God Speaks link and the Teams meeting link. So it's easier.
In
All right.
WhatsApp, is it?
Yeah. So if you go to the WhatsApp message of this morning, you'll see
Uh-huh.
two links. One link is that of the meeting, which starts with Teams dot. The other link, the second link in the message, is something which should say on Microsoft or whatever, Microsoft, SharePoint. I think wherever it says SharePoint, will open the book. And it should
Oh,
open without any sign in, without anything.
And once we are done with the book, does it stay somewhere or?
Yeah, so that link is going to stay. I mean, that's a good question. That link is there forever. I don't know how to share the master link of the folders. They're all in the folders available for everybody. So if
In the
you
folders on what?
on Teams, on
the
say
Teams.
SharePoint, on our SharePoint, yeah.
On the SharePoint. Okay, yeah, that was my basic question. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I realize now. Yeah. So I'll just show you. I'll drop a link now,
Mm-hmm.
which you all can locally try to open, and it should work. Oh, I've got to run. Maybe I'll do this much.
yes.
Just look for a message on the chat window here, and just locally open it on whatever device you are. It should open a folder view.
Yeah, it does. At least in my
So
case,
it has
does.
everything. It has everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
organized as folders.
Right.
And maybe there should be some way of bookmarking this locally on your device if you can. Just bookmark it. That's it.
I will try. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Others, did it open?
No, God Speaks and other book I could open. What did you
This is
send
the folders.
now?
I just sent on the meeting window in the chat a link which opens the folders. So you will see all the links there. Ah, there's Sanjay ji. And you thought we'll still be around? Baba told you so. It's well past
Jai
9.
Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai
Yeah.
Baba Sanjay.
How did you guess
Forgot.
we
Jai
will still
Baba.
be around?
Jai Baba.
I guess because you posted something and the notification came. That's why.
Ah, okay. Nice. Very
Jai
nice.
Baba, Jai
Very
Baba,
nice.
everyone.
Jai
Jai
Baba.
Jai
Baba.
Baba.
Jai Baba.
Happy
Happy
New
New
Year.
Year.
बाबा के क्या हाल
Happy
है
New Year.
बताइए. Happy New
Baba
Year.
is
Happy
all
New Year.
fine. Happy New Year to you, everyone. Jai Baba.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Jai Baba.
मजे कर रहे हो आप अकेले
मजे कर रहे
अकेले
हैं
क्या
एकदम मजे 12 डिग्री टेम्परेचर 20
अरे
डिग्री
वाह,
12
क्या बात
डिग्री
है.
This
अरे
12
वाह.
डिग्री
या
वाह
मिनिमम 12 तक जाता है रात में
हाँ
वाह.
बट पूरा दिन निकल गया अभी कल तो जाना है
ओ कितने दिन से आप How long have you been there?
He came last Saturday. It's already 8 days.
Oh, wow.
8 days. Whoa.
Yeah.
I
Very
remember
nice.
now. You texted and joined late last Saturday, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Jai Baba.
Yes.
Jai Baba.
Seeing
Jai
Ravi
Baba, Jai Baba.
after a long while, Ravi, Jai Baba.
Jai Baba Sanjay. Yes.
Jai Baba.
Sanjay
I've been
ji, sing one line, something.
Okay. मेहर तोरे गुण गाऊं गाऊं गावत सुध बिसरा मेहर तोरे गुण गाऊं रटत रटत तोरा नाम मेहरबा रटत रटत तोरा नाम मेहरबा पावत चित निज धाम मेहरबा
सतत सुख में रम जाऊं, मेहर तोरे गुण गावो। फसत भंवर में मन मोरा मेहरबा, फसत भंवर में मन मोरा मेहरबा, भूलत है निज रूप सुंदरवा, मधुसूदन पछता, मेहर तोरे गुण गाऊं। अवतार मेहर बाबा
मेहर
की
बाबा की
जय।
Jai.
Thank you.
Avatар
Beautiful.
Thank you
Bye.
Very,
very
very
much.
beautiful.
Jai
Jai Baba, Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Yeah.
Jai Baba.
Okay, see you all
See
tomorrow.
you. Jai Baba.
Tomorrow.
Thank you. Jai
See you.
Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai
Jai
Baba.
Baba. Jai
Bye.
Baba.
Jai
Bye.
Baba.
Bye. Bye.
Jai Baba.